Take one. This is a circle of fifths. And it's a very important part of your instrument, no matter which one you're playing. And it's the most simplified version of music theory you can possibly access. Music is really, really simple. It just looks complicated from the outside. But internally, it's mathematical and alphabetical. And that's what this represents. These are all the notes that you work with in music. That's all of them. 7 notes. And they're alphabetical. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and starts again at A, and then the next note would be B, and so on and so on. Moving this way through this line of notes is causing the notes to get higher. So this note is tonally higher than A, this one's higher than B, this one's higher than C, and so on and so on. When you move left through the line, the notes get lower. If you started here, the tone would start to get lower and lower and lower. The best way to describe how these notes right here actually work is a piano keyboard. If you went to the piano and found the A note, all the white keys in order would be these notes. A, the next white key would be B, C, D, E, F, G, A. But, as you know, there are black keys on the keyboard. And our system of music, which is, believe it or not, different than some of the ancient styles where the Chinese actually have more notes than this. And East Indian and Asian cultures have scales that have more notes than this, which is 12 total. The black keys on the piano are these notes. And the way they come by these names is very simple. In music, sharp, this symbol, means up. It means to raise a note one step higher than it is. Or you can, or wherever you intend to go. But moving it one step or one fret or one key or one tone higher is moving it sharp. If you move a note down, this symbol, flat. So if you move the C down, you'd be playing a B. You'd flatten C and would go down to B. So the rules are that there is no notes between B and C or E and F. That's the only thing you really have to remember. In between these notes, you see that in between A and B is a B flat. Well, it could also be an A sharp because you're moving A up. But for the purposes of writing music down on paper, they do key signatures. You might have seen written music where there's a treble clef, one of these little guys, and then after that there'll be a number of these symbols, sharps or flats. The number of those symbols indicates what key the song is in. So it's impossible to write B or A sharp. There'd be too many sharps listed there, so you wouldn't be able to tell what key it is. But in B flat, there's 2 flats. So you'd see this, your little treble clef and 2 flats. You'd know that was in the key of B flat. So that's why they chose to use these names, but they're either one. So this is A sharp or B flat, but it's called B flat. Then between B and C, there's nothing. Then C moves up to be C sharp, and then a D, and then D moves up to be E flat, or D sharp, either one, but it's called E flat. Nothing between E and F, and then F moves up to be F sharp, G, G sharp, A. So, imagining a piano keyboard again, and this is where things get really cool. If you started on A and played every key in order, every white and black key, you play A. The next key is black, which would be B flat. The next key is white, which would be B. The next key is white, which would be C. The next key is black, which is C sharp, D, and so on and so on. Now, on fretted instruments, this gets even simpler. There's no black keys on a fretted instrument. It's just one fret after another in order. So if you found the A string on your guitar, the first fret of that string would be a B flat. The second fret is a B. The third fret is a C. The fourth fret is a C sharp. The fifth is a D. And so on, right up the neck in order, playing every note. So each fret of a fretted instrument moves one space on this list, and so on. If you started out and found, let's say, a high G and moved backwards, the fret behind it would be F sharp. And then down a fret would be F, down a fret would be E, down a fret would be E flat, all the way till you get to the open string again. So having this information and knowing what the strings of your instrument are tuned to, you can find any note anywhere on the fretboard. This applies to every single string, and it always works this way. Each fret moves one letter in order. You don't skip any of the sharps or flats. You don't skip any of the whole notes. One fret, one fret, one fret, one fret, and so on. Right up the neck. It doesn't matter if you're playing a banjo, guitar, a mandolin, even a fiddle. But a fiddle, the movement is measured a little differently, which we will go into in those videos. But this is the basis of all music. This is all you need to know about theory to understand why each note and each chord is called what it is. Now, the other great thing about the circle of fifths is it can be numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 we wouldn't do, because 8 is actually the same note. So it's 1 through 7. And you can call out chord structures, chord progressions, like a 3-chord song always uses 1, 4, and 5. So if you're playing, let's say, in A, your 4 chord is a D, your 5 chord is an E. Those are the 3 chords that you'd use in a country song. And we'll talk more about that as well. But you can number these notes, and the reason you number them is that you don't have to talk in letters. Let's say you're playing in the key of A. As we said, A is 1. It's the root. And we're going to go into all of that inside the individual lessons. When I talk to you about scales, which you're going to use to practice and build muscle memory, we're going to talk about roots and the numbers of these notes and what they mean when you're playing chord structure and melody and all these things. And it's just a little aside for you to have as you explore the instrument. This is your guide, so you can always find your way around the neck, which is ultimately what creates music. If you know where all these notes are, you can pretty well do whatever you want to do. So as you go through the scales on the different instruments and different practice and exercises that I'm going to give you, this is going to come into play, and you can see it. Download this PDF out of our extras section, and you can watch this and apply it to your instrument, and you'll soon have a really massive knowledge of the neck, which is going to help you loads and loads, no matter what fretted instrument you're going to be playing with us. That's it. I think I got everything.